Happy Saturday, everybody. Car Crazy Guy here. I have a small update here. I've done a few things to the truck, and I'm actually still working on it now, but I got rid of the chrome badges that said Colorado, and I went with the Redline editions, and I'll give you a part number description once I get to the bag, but I'll have a little video of that as well so you can see the actual part number in case you want to do this to your truck. It has the red edges inside and out, and when you look at it dead on, it looks completely black. I also did a couple little changes inside too. One of them is a black overlay for the steering wheel, and you know what? It's actually stayed on pretty good. It's just adhesive tape basically. I also added the pedal commander, and what it does, it adds a little responsiveness to your pedal inputs. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change your computer. It's not detectable. You can change the settings. You have 4 different settings, which are Eco, City, Sport, and Sport Plus, and then you have 8 settings inside of those settings. And if you look at the bottom, you'll see a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a -4, 3, 2, 1. And depending on which setting you have it on, it's either red or green. Red is for your minus settings. I have it at a -3. And green is for your plus settings. If you put it actually at sport and you put it all the way up to number 4, it is so sensitive. If you sneeze on the gas pedal, it will jump forwards. It's just too sensitive. That was, I think I paid $300 for that thing. It wasn't, I don't know, it didn't make it any faster, but it certainly added a little more responsiveness. Going to the back, once again, I went with the Redline badges. And I think it looks a lot better. I was just trying to get rid of all the chrome goodies, except, you know, I still have a chrome tow hitch cover, and then, of course, the badges, edges are chrome. I put those on a little while ago, and I've been contemplating doing this. It is kind of a headache because you have to take each letter off with fishing string, which I'm about to try the other side here. And once you get it all off, there's some adhesive, there's still some tape, and you take all that off, and then there's still the adhesive. So the little rubbing alcohol and some wax, and doing that a few times, you get it completely clean, and it doesn't scratch at all using the fishing line. Just be very careful and take your time. Same thing I did with the badge. This was a bitch because this one, as you can see in the very center, it's huge. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 3 inches by 3 inches, and then the sides are a couple inches by about 3 inches, so it's a pain in the neck. So we'll go around to the other side. I haven't done this yet, and this is what it looks like in its stock form. And like I said, I really want to get rid of all this chrome stuff. No red on the edges, of course. I also recently got rid of the yellow bow ties in the cap, the center cap. And I think that's pretty much all I've done to it. On the vet, I haven't done anything to this car. It's still the same. I still keep promising you a video, and I know I just don't drive it too much. I did have the oil change recently, actually last Monday, and believe me, I cringed when these guys touched my car. When they first parked it, they had it parked between 2 vehicles. It was so tight, I don't even know how they got out without even stepping on the side sills. Well, they didn't. They didn't do any damage to it whatsoever, and what I did in prep was I got some jacking pucks from ZL1 add-ons, and there's 2 of them on each side. One about here, and then the other one's about here. Hard to show you because it's way underneath there. They're red, so these guys couldn't miss it. And I still had to babysit them. And then, of course, I was shooed out of the service department by my service advisor, and I told them, hey, you know what? This is my baby here. I spent a lot of money on this car, and I hope you understand I want to keep an eye. So if something happens, I've got evidence and proof. And I think with me standing there, the guy didn't really, the tech didn't really mind. It was the service advisor that was a little annoyed at me. But we know each other from a few other visits, so it's not like we're strangers. But oil was changed, and it'll probably need to be done again next year. So it goes on about a clock of 12 months, although this went about 13 months before it went down to 0. So she's good to go for another year. And I think next time around, I'm going to go ahead and buy those quick ramps, the ones that go underneath, and you push a button and it lifts the car up in your garage, and when you're done, you can just hang them on the wall. They're very small and lightweight, but you know, they're a good chunk of change. You're talking about depending on what size you want. It could be as expensive as $1,800. A car like this is probably around 3,500 pounds. Most likely I would probably upgrade to the larger one. So if I ever decide to lift something a little heavier, perhaps like this truck and or the Focus, then I'll have the capacity. I don't anticipate buying a monster truck, you know, like a full-sizer. It's just too big. I like the small size of the truck, of the mid-sized trucks. So I'm happy with this truck. It's pretty cool. I wish I could eke some more horsepower out of it, but don't think it's really possible. But it's actually pretty quick, so it's pretty on par with most of the full-sizers, if not it's faster than some of the variants. So like I said, I didn't buy it to be a hot rod or performance car, but it does have good performance though. So it's shaped up with my mods. It's shaped up pretty nicely. I've got it looking the way I want it. So I don't anticipate lifting it. I had one viewer recommend raising the front to level it off. That's an idea. It's nothing that's, you know, pressing to me. So I'd like to have the Focus front paint protected, but I don't have a good person anymore because the last guy, after dealing with him, he kind of went a-hole on me, and I don't speak to him any longer. So he does good work. I can't say he doesn't, but his people skills, his personality, and dealing with other individuals, you know, everybody has different personalities, but dealing with him and me, just they don't mix. It's like oil and water from the automotive standpoint. But enough of that. I'm really considering doing some upgrades on the headlights and fog lights. There is a replacement fog lamp, but it's not compatible, although it will fit and it does plug in directly. Apparently the output to the light is in some sort of a, it's not just straight voltage, it's some sort of regulated power, and it burns out the fog light, the LED fog light that is. I think you can get away with just plugging in some ones that go behind there and just go into the existing housings. The headlights, I haven't delved into that. I wish the backs of the lamps didn't have those covers on it or didn't require them, because the lights themselves, the backs of them are pretty large, and it requires cutting the plastic, you know, the cover itself, and I really don't want to do that. You know, I don't know. To tell you the truth, I don't even know if it's going to create light that's blinding to other drivers or too bright. So who knows? Maybe Chevy one of these years before they change this truck will come out with a HID or an LED light assembly, and I'll just pop them out and put those in its place. But for now, I think I'll stick with them. But that's pretty much the updates on the cars here. The only thing I've done to this Focus really is just mud guards. I know that's not terribly exciting, but I'm a do-it-yourselfer. I do like doing things myself. It's been a pretty good car. No problems with it. Of course, I don't drive a lot nowadays. This right here, I rented it. Got a really good deal at Enterprise. I was going to take it and do some crazy things with it. It's $30 for 3 days. This is a 2018 Camry LE. It's a 4-cylinder. I have to say, it's a pretty nice car. It's pretty big. Tell you the truth, these cars have gotten pretty large over the years. They are literally like full-size cars were not too long ago. They're big, and I can't believe a 4-cylinder powers it. It's pretty quick. Moves pretty good. So, anywho's, just a small update here. I got to get back to working so I can get that last badge installed. But overall, I've gotten rid of some of the chrome, and I kind of like the blacked out look myself. The red, I don't know if I'm crazy about it, but it looks pretty good. And you know what, I may actually consider, since the Colorado Redline edition, which is where these badges came from, they have a wheel, it's a black wheel, and it has hash marks. So if I can source some hash marks, maybe I will apply them to the wheel, because it's just 2 hash marks on one of the spokes, or the inserts, not the spoke, but the inside here, like right in this area here. I may consider doing that. That's an easy upgrade. And I don't like plasti dip, but stickers might work. And when they get old and ratty, you can peel them off. And then this is the other part of my Redline edition, which are these tow hooks. I installed those just to add a little color to the front. And they are hard to see because of the way the lighting is. So, all right, got to get back to work here. Get rid of this chrome-plated menagerie here. Got to go back to black and red. All right, take care, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Once again, this is the Car Crazy Guy here, Santa Clarita. Please like, follow, share, and check out my Instagram account. It's at the Car Crazy Guy. And I think I have the same address also for Twitter. So check that out there too. And I will see you on the next one. Take it easy.